So we'll give you a 360-degree view about sustainability, like I mentioned earlier. Switch a slide, please. So before that, we thought we'll give you an idea about what Pidilite does, because some of you may not know Pidilite as a firm. So Pidilite is a branded products company. So we make adhesives, which are branded adhesives across multiple end user segments. We also have a large industrial adhesive business. So that in a sense is what Pidilite is. So we've been around for more than 6 decades now. So many of our brands are very popular brands. They are category creators. They are market leaders in the markets they serve. And many of them are probably known to you also. Over the last few years, what has changed also in Pidilite is we've strung a series of joint ventures which gives us technology access which we didn't have earlier. So some of them are things like ICA Pidilite. We have done one with a company called Jovat, which is a European major in adhesives. The recent one was the one where we acquired the Araldite brand from a company called Huntsman. So it was an epoxy adhesive which is very popular. So that's become part of the Pidilite portfolio now. So that's the joint venture part. Most of our brands, homegrown brands, are market leaders in their own sense, and many of them are category creators in their own way. So some numbers, Pidilite is almost close to a $1.3 billion firm in revenues and a market cap of almost $15 billion. So we have 22 plants, we have overseas plants in different geographies. Almost 20% of our revenues come from exports. And we have a pretty well-oiled network, which gives us the growth that we have year on year over the last several decades. Okay, let's move forward to the next one. So what we thought is, we will first cover the brand owner's perspective from sustainability. So one of the things that we are trying to do now is using more of post-consumer recycled plastic in our packaging. We do a lot of our packaging in rigid plastic packaging. So what we are doing is we are looking at increasing the dosage of PCR into our packaging. And we have started doing that in some of our drums already, where we use the internal layer, the intermediate orange layer there will be PCR, while the other layers will be virgin plastics. So that way we are able to reduce the consumption of virgin plastics and then in our own way contribute to the environment. Double wall liners is another one. Earlier we were using 2 liners of virgin plastics. So we're moving from 1 liner of virgin and 1 liner to PCR, liners with PCR in it. We are also doing a lot of blow molded, injection molded packaging. Again, we have a fair dosage of PCR going into that also. So over the next 2 to 3 years, you'll see considerable movement in PCR being used in most of our packaging. The other thing that we do normally is weight reduction, which is a very common thing which most packaging people do. Weight reduction, caps and closures and containers, down gauging of flexible structures. Another thing which is interesting is moving from 5-ply to 3-ply using a higher BF paper, which helps us, reduce the amount of, the impact on the environment, which is there in the roundel there. The reduced part is coming here, where we are reducing at the design stage itself. We're using less and lesser material, and thereby contributing to sustainability. Lamination-free packaging is another thing. Most of your brands, you would be trying to avoid lamination in one sense or the other, where you want to move away from clear lamination or metallized polyester. So here, what we are doing is we have removed lamination from our monocartons, the products which are packaged in monocartons from the brands that we do in monocartons. And we also moved away from lamination on labels, which we use for our product packaging. Change in packaging format is another thing that we try and do. So we have products which are packed in these kind of PP bags, PP woven bags with an inner liner. So we're moving away from PP woven bags with inner liner to PP bags with a gusseted PP bags which are sealed at both ends. So that way you're avoiding a liner in there and thereby contributing to plastic reduction. Multi-layer to monolayer flexible packaging structure. This is something which most flexible guys talk about. So it's more work in progress because we have the backups ready, but we are waiting for the regulatory framework to come in place before we move forward here. Apart from what we can do at the product side, we are also doing, there are initiatives that we have done on the RM side also. So what we are telling our suppliers to supply in bulk packaging, IBCs and all that, so we reduce the amount of plastic that we use. We are also using a lot of our RM packaging, the input RM which we get in drums, we are using it for internal transfers of our intermediates. We have factory, where the intermediates go from one factory to another. So we're using the same RM packaging that we get our RMs in to pack our intermediates and send across. And in most places, we are moving to bulk containers like these trucks that we use. So we're moving to trucks, and we have tank farms in most of our plants. So we prefer buying in bulk in tankers so that we try to avoid plastic that way as well. So this is an initiative from the manufacturing front. So this, all till now, it is more of what the initiatives that we're doing from the brand perspective. Now we have other initiatives that we're doing from the product perspective. We sell our adhesives to the same people who make packaging for us. So from that perspective, we are very critical, we are very keen about the sustainability angle. So a lot of customers of ours ask for compliance of different natures, from REACH, FDA, California Prop 65. Many of these things are all, our consumers ask us for these certificates. And the reason they ask us is because they want to make their product which is recyclable. So most of our products, as a corporate policy, many of their products have eliminated all these things, the RMs which can cause a violation here. So we have moved away from those kind of RMs, and at the design stage of products itself, we ensure that the RMs are compliant with these norms. So since we make adhesives, we also have some of our hot melt adhesives where we are moving to biodegradable raw material. There are ways to make it biodegradable to a certain extent. So we already, the product developments are underway. Our joint venture partner, Jovat, already has a product called Jovat Grow. Taking inspiration from that, we are also developing products in-house where we will have products which are biodegradable to an extent. You can't make it 100% biodegradable because there's going to be a polymer in it, but to a large extent, you can make it biodegradable. Transfer metallizing, another interesting thing which is coming up. A lot of metallized polyester lamination is being done in the market. So there are ways to, where you can use an adhesive to transfer the metal onto the box board, and then the plastic is removed out. And the plastic goes back and again into a metallization process where it is remetallized and it comes back again for the transfer to the board. So the plastic does not go along with the packaging, but the metal is transferred onto that for the glitter effect. So there we give an adhesive which can give you that kind of a performance. So that is again used in multiple areas like holographic paper, transfer metallized cartons for liquor, and we see a lot of it used in cigarette hinge lid packs also, where people have moved to transfer metallized surfaces to avoid plastics. So this is a new area which is coming up over the last 3-4 years, especially after the pandemic. The e-commerce, is rocking really. So we have a lot of product which can go into that. There are water repellent coatings which can go into that, which are biodegradable. There are heat seal lacquers which are used for sealing these envelopes which are used by e-com manufacturers or e-com players rather. So we have a range of solutions for that, including hot melts. Foil paper laminates is another area which is using a lot of HSLs. So we have grades for that as well. And paper plates, which is a new upcoming thing. So we have products which give reasonable kit values for these kind of applications. That apart, we also sell our adhesives to a lot of end-use industries which are in a way contributing to sustainability. So you have adhesives which go into paper bag manufacturing, you have adhesives which go for paper honeycomb. It's an interesting thing, after the single-use plastics was banned, a lot of thermocol manufacturers have moved to paper honeycomb. So we have adhesives which go for making paper honeycomb as well as for laminating paper honeycomb. So we have a range of products for this industry, and it's a growing industry over the last 12 to 18 months. Paper cups and straws, again driven by regulation. So there are adhesives used for these paper cups and straws. Paper cups as in the double wall cups or the ripple cups. And paper straws, which is the new thing after the regulation about 3-4 months back. So you have a lot of adhesives being consumed in these areas as well. So we have products which are food compatible and good fit enough for human consumption. Paper pallets is another thing. A lot of exporters who export their products are using paper pallets for their packing because They don't want to use wooden pallets or other traditional methods, so they're moving to paper pallets. So we have adhesives which are used to make those paper pallets, both from the lamination part as well as the legs of the paper pallet. So we have a range of adhesives there as well. Yeah. Thank you. So that gives you a view about what we do as an adhesive supplier to the industry and as a brand to the industry. It gives you a rounded view of what we do in this the sustainability space. Any questions? I can take questions.
Thank you so much. I think that was a 360-degree view of sustainability that Pidilite is putting in. So thank you so much, Ashok.